Okay, my name's Richard Sachs, like the card says, and my city of residence is Sedona, Arizona. And I had a few comments to make on a subject I've been studying, which is the coming infrastructural developments for the wireless, the 5G in particular.
Okay, so you'll have 3 minutes and watch the time.
Okay, got it. So go through this quickly. So I want to talk about convenience versus ethics, because we're faced with that all the time in our choices. And a lot of times it's convenient to just kind of go with the flow and let something happen that's already agreed on by anybody. But if we know about something, then we're responsible to make a choice based on more than convenience. So in this particular case, it's common understanding that the city is helpless in doing anything to regulate, certainly not to stop the installation of wireless infrastructure, particularly the small cell 5G infrastructure. And I've been studying the Telecom Act of '96, the state constitution, the federal constitution, and Title IX, which governs the actions of the city. And it turns out that the Telecom Act of '96, probably going to run out of time here, but the Telecom Act of '96 is what people point to that says that the federal government prohibits the city or the state actually from regulating the placement or the, what did they say? Placement, construction, or modification of any of the infrastructure. And that's true with respect to environmental concerns for some reason, but not for health concerns. That is not in the Telecom Act. The other thing that's not in there is that on any regulation or restriction or stopping of the infrastructure based on operating it, that's completely wide open and can be regulated completely and in fact stopped. And that's not normally known about, but it is true. I've got the documentation for it, and I've got documentation as well for the health effects of RF radiation, which are serious when you have as many transmitters as are about to be installed in the city along all the streets. So it's convenient to go along with that. I'm sure I'd be tempted to do the same thing if I was on the council, because it's common knowledge that these things can't be dealt with, but in fact that's in error. And so I'm saying that because of the long-term damage to health, which is not restricted at all in what you guys can act on, it's your responsibility to look into it, and I'd be glad to help. And I've got the information, I've got the legal options, and it's something that right now you have the choice on. And years later, when the health effects are happening, they'll look back to now, and this decision will have been the most important. So, okay. Hi guys, we're out here in the high desert again, just about sunset now, and just finished coming out of a city council meeting where I was trying to explain to the council members why it might not be that great of an idea to radiate the residents with the new 5G system that they're about to put in, with transmitters every, 200 feet apart right outside your bedroom window, radiating everybody. And it didn't seem like they were too interested, but I had to tell them a few things. And it's interesting about the Telecommunications Act, because they're all saying that it says that in the 1996 Telecommunications Act that the federal government passed, it says that the local and state governments cannot stop or even regulate the infrastructure. That means the little towers that they're going to put all over the place now, all along everybody's street, that they can't regulate those for health or environmental reasons. But in actual fact, it only talks about environmental reasons, not health. So they can regulate them that way. And it also has a little loophole in there that they may not be able to regulate or stop the construction or the modification of them, but they definitely can stop or regulate the operation. That's a big opportunity for local cities and counties and people like that. So if you guys live in a city or a county or a state or a country that is America, the United States of America, you can bring this up to your, I guess they call them representatives, right? The people that are there selflessly working for you day and night and everything, and tell them that they are wide open to stop the deployment of the 5G system on the basis of health. That's not restricted in the Telecom Act. And also they can completely regulate and stop the operation of the infrastructure. Even if they let it go in, they don't have to let it be turned on. And for any city that still has semi-conscious officials like council members or county supervisors or state representatives, people like that, they should all jump on this right away. And because it's well documented that the microwave radiation hurts people, and it should never be, allowed out, especially the new more intense 5G systems. Barry Trower's been on our radio show many times on Lost Arts Radio. You can listen to the archives, and Susan Clark and a lot of other really good people about microwave technologies. They can hardwire the devices, and they according to Susan Clark, whom I talked to this morning, who was great on our show, listen to that archive. She said that in a lot of places around the country, the fiber optic infrastructure is already in the ground. You're not supposed to realize that, but it would be really easy to run a hardwire to everybody's house. And that would be a really good idea. Nobody has to get radiated. And just don't use devices that have to be wireless. And if you need a cell phone, and I have one, most people have one, don't put it on your body. Don't ever carry it in your pocket. Women, don't put it in your bra. Men, don't put it in your shirt or pants or anything. Keep it off your body. Don't touch it any more than you have to. It's a radiation, open air microwave radiation machine. If you want to use it to talk, put it down on a surface in front of you, turn it on speakerphone, which on the new phones is really good, and talk into it from a couple feet away. It's a lot better. Everybody can hear you fine. So I'm sorry it's complicated and you can't just, go along with this kind of stuff without thinking, but you're in an environment of cause and effect. So if you don't understand the causes, then you have the effects. And some of those effects you won't like. So it's better to educate yourself first and then make better decisions. So let your so-called representatives know about this. Some of them might actually care, and some good things may happen. Lots of documented information to back up the claim that RF radiation is not good for you. And tune into Lost Arts Radio. We've got these kind of people on all the time for educational purposes. Lots of great archives that are all at blogtalkradio.com/lostartsradio. And if you're interested in ways that you can manipulate your lifestyle to upgrade it and raise your immunity, even to wireless EMF fields and things like that, and to chemtrail residues and the environmental pollutants that you can't really have control over, then check out lostartsradio.com/club, CLUB. We're working on applying these things to individual situations every week. Private club format, and really valuable. So you've got my personal information to meet me there. lostartsradio.com/club, CLUB. And go get signed up, and I'll meet you on Saturday, okay? Talk to you soon.